Hello grade 8 students, welcome to a new lesson in module 7 grammar. The title of our lesson will be for today negative questions. So please bring your student's book, open them on page 93. Don't forget, at the end of this lesson you will have a homework assignment in the workbook, page 100, activity B. Let's start with these questions. Please try to answer the following questions about yourself. Do you like playing football? Yes, I do. Or you can say, no, I don't. 2. Have you finished your homework? You would say, yes, I have. Or if not, no, I haven't. Our main objectives for today. First, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to comprehend the usage of the new grammatical point, which is our main focus for today, negative questions, to do activity B in the student book, page 93. 2. Form meaningful negative questions using the target grammatical point. This, of course, will be in the activity number C on the same page, student book 93. Let's first start with the short revision for the yes-no questions. Statements and questions. In statements, we usually tell information, as in the statement here in front of us. He is reading a book. He is reading a book. Notice that we start with the subject, then the auxiliary verb is. What about the question? If we want to ask a yes-no question to check or make sure if the information that we have correct or not, we would ask the question in this way. Is he reading a book? Is he reading a book? I'm sure that you have noticed that we changed the position of the subject and the auxiliary verb. Instead of saying he is as in the statement, we said is he to form a question. The statements usually, of course, end with a full stop as you've seen, and in the question, we end the question with a question mark. To answer such a question, you would choose one of two, saying, yes, he is. He's reading a book. Or if not, no, he isn't. So, to make questions, we often put the verb before the subject, and this is what we call inversion, changing the position of the subject and the auxiliary verb. Okay, in this case we have an auxiliary verb, so it was an easy task. What about the other auxiliary verbs? Remember that we are talking about auxiliary or helping verbs, all of them. Verb to be, like am, is, are in the present, was or were in the past. In other cases, we might need to use do, does, or did. Have, has, had in other tenses, and of course, we can use the modals like will, would, can, and could, etc. Okay, now this is true for the sentences with helping or auxiliary verb. Let's see the present simple cases where we don't have an auxiliary verb. In the affirmative, you work at home. To form a question, we need to use the verb do in this case. Do you work at home? Do you work? In the second example, it costs 10 pounds. In the question, to form a question, we need to use the auxiliary verb here, does. Does it cost 10 pounds? This is for the simple present, we use does or do. What about the past? Let's see table number 2. She went home. To form a question, we needed to use the auxiliary or helping verb did. Did she go home? Next, they went to the cinema. To form a question, did they go to the cinema? So, as you noticed, in cases where we don't have an auxiliary or helping verb in the sentence, in the affirmative sentence, we used do, does in the simple present and did for the simple past. Be careful to use the base form of the verb after using do, does, or did. Okay? Now let's see how to use and form negative questions. And of course, by negative, we mean using the word not. First, we usually form these questions with the auxiliary or helping verb at the beginning, the word not here in the contracted verb form, short form of full not, and the subject, the main verb, then the rest of the question. You might ask here, why do we use negative questions? They are almost the same as yes/no questions, right? Okay, as a matter of fact, there are reasons for using these questions. First, we use them to express emotions like surprise, anger, and annoyance. Let's see the first example. Can't you finish the project on time? In this case, I am annoyed. He didn't finish on time. 2. Haven't you ever traveled by plane? Wow, this is surprising. I'm surprised. Second, we use the negative questions when we expect the listener to agree with us. Let's see the first example. Don't you think this is a good car? In this case, I'm waiting him to show agreement with my opinion. Let's see the other example. Doesn't this painting look so beautiful? The same as I'm waiting for his response to be agreement or to show an agreement with my opinion, right? Okay. Now please go to the student book, page 93, Drama. B. Read the extract in activity A and note the words in the gaps. A says, "What? Don't you like it?" B. It's nice. Don't you think colorful sound would look nicer? He is asking for his opinion, as you noticed, of course. A. Well, I wanted it to be a natural color. Let's ask ourselves these questions now. In which case does the speaker expect the listener to agree? I'm sure you know it is number 2. Question number 2. In which case does the speaker express surprise? Certainly, it is number 1. 1. You look tired. And we have the prompt sleep well last night. We are talking about past here, right? Last night. Certainly, you would ask by saying, didn't you sleep well? This is a negative question. Let's see number 2. We have, of course, the prompt, be interested in. We have the auxiliary verb be, right? Let's see. Aren't you interested in? Aren't you interested in? Okay, now let's move to 3 and 4. 3. We have the main verb here, see. And as you can notice, we are using the present perfect here, right? You can see the clue here before. Let's see. Haven't you seen? Haven't you seen her before? Okay. 4. We have the prompt, the verb start, and we are talking about a repeated activity here, right? Simple present we mean by this. Okay. Let's see. Doesn't it start? Doesn't it start at 7:30? Of course, as you have seen the answer, no, it starts at 7. Okay, now you have noticed that we use the auxiliary verb, the negative word not, the subject, the main verb, then the rest of the question. Please check your answers with me and move. Well done. Now we have reached the last part of our lesson for today. Please try to do this assignment to make sure that you have understood and controlled the new grammatical structure. Make negative questions using the prompts in the brackets. Please read the examples carefully and try to form negative questions. For more information, you can watch this video. I think it will be helpful. You can find the link on your LMS. Please do not forget your homework assignment. It's in the workbook, page 100, activity B. Stay well and healthy. Goodbye.